So we've got Nik Nocturnal's best metal albums of 2022. So
20 best metal albums of
calm down, dude. I hadn't even finished talking. But yeah, I gotta be super excited to see what he put here. Best metal albums of 2022.
albums of 2022.
As
Number
I just
20,
said.
we have Slipknot, The End so far. It's a Slipknot record. It does the thing. But then they get really weird on this album to allow
They
them
do.
experimental, vibey moments, atmospheric stuff as well, just like production-wise. Things are pretty wacky.
Okay. I was just gonna pause this before he gets to the next one. So Jordan and I did a review for this one. I thought it was actually a fairly decent Slipknot album. Slipknot is a band I don't listen to a ton of, but I do enjoy like some of their singles that they come out with. I like their older stuff. This one was pretty good. I saw a lot of hate for it. It does have some really bad moments, like specifically the first song is this really weird prog song, and it's like starts out like with acoustic. It just doesn't fit. Like it ruins the vibe like as soon as you press play on the album. I think that's the main thing about this album, but cut that shit out. There's some really good stuff on here. I can't remember the track. It's the very melodic one. It has like a girl's name as the song title. I can't remember it right now, but that's like one of my favorite Slipknot songs. Like I really like that. So I think it's cool that he put this on here. If we did a top 20, I would consider putting them on the top 20 because it was cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
19, Chelsea Grin, Suffer in Hell. It's a hellish album. Tom comes in with his Cookie Monster rars that are just devastating his highs. It still has that nice like groove, but it also has just like a nice traditional deathcore feel. Really cool leads. Number 18.
I really like his mouth mimicking of the instruments. It's very useful and accurate. But yes, Viking Cole, you're fine, buddy. Anyways, the Chelsea Grin one was good. The only reason I personally wouldn't put it on any of my lists is because it's incomplete. It is half of a concept album, and the other half comes out, I think, this month or next month or something. So it feels kind of weird fully rating it. I need to hear within the whole of the parts, but so we're just gonna have to see where that goes. But all right,
we have the Halo Effect
here.
Days of the Lost. I mean, it's In Flames without In Flames, but with more members of In Flames in the band than In Flames. If you like 2000
members of In Flames,
it does it. It's good. 17, Lamb of God, Omen. Oh my damn! With those riffs, Mark Morton coming in here strong with them riffs.
I feel like I like the Slipknot album better than the Lamb of God album. But definitely. Lamb of God is also another band that I just never really got into. Again, have respect for them, but the album did have some really good moments in it. It had some good songs for sure, but it was just a lot of it was just kind of samey, and it was just like kind of dragged a little bit. I really like his mouth. Yes, someone did say that. So thank you for pointing that out.
Non-stop. Like, I just look at those and I'm just like, guitars. You ain't getting that loving ever. 16, Jason Richardson and Luke Holland, Double I, also known as 2 in English
Didn't check
language.
This one out.
It goes hard in the sense of an instrumental album going as hard as I think it
That's
really
probably
can
why I didn't check it out. I don't listen to a lot of instrumental.
Is very obviously there, but there's also a focus on just composing well-made tracks that do have choruses, motifs, and a lot of things that bring you back to these tracks, which is really nice as well. A lot of production, a lot of orchestra layering as well. 15, I Prevail, True Power. They do it. They go heavy when they need to, and they go happy when they.
We also did a review for this one. This one was okay. Better than I fully expected from listening to I Prevail. But, definitely had some radio play moments in it, but they also got pretty heavy at times. So it was okay. Wasn't bad.
Need to. Fun, very modern, very, very youthful. If you need some of that youth in. 14, Fit for an Autopsy. Oh, what the future holds. There's not necessarily crazy
also
futuristic
missed that
noises
one.
and
Another one I
aliens
missed.
and like robots in this album, but there's just crushing riffs that pound you to death. 13, Fit for a King, A Hell We Create. A lot of hell this year, apparently. And Fit for a King definitely.
That one was very
this
mid.
album really bridges just that nice 2000s metal.
It was, oh God, what a pause. Jesus. Anyways,
is a good album.
Yeah, that is, yes. I think that was one of the things that I saw him talking about. That was what I was referencing earlier. He was doing like a top 10, and he was talking about Wall of Ideals. Definitely a good pick for a top 10. But the Fit for a King one was just very, it's generic core, which is kind of Fit for a King's thing, so that's fine. But too many bass spins in the music videos. Stop doing that.
Core vibes with the 5, 7, 8, the zeros, do like that kind of vibe with the huge choruses. But
Even he knows that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That's why he has these question marks when he does this. So it's just like, what? Oh my God.
Like that kind of vibe with the huge choruses, but chunky. Tuned to Omega Lamau. 12, Motionless in White, scoring the end of the world.
That's a good one.
It's what you kind of expect from Motionless in White, but kind of amplified. They're doing their modern metal juke.
Sorry.
Box where you hear some songs, you're like, that's the crazy heavy hardcore song that you're supposed to mosh to. That's the 2000s, Creatures metalcore song. And then that's like the Breaking Benjamin song. That's kind of like the 3 Days Grace vibe song. There's like the more ballady song. They have this really good mixture going on, but they do everything really well. And this album, they really combine a lot of.
Fit for a King is your number one album for your part 1 list of 2022. Okay.
Of electronics into that, a lot of production. 11, Ocean's 8 Alaska, Disparity.
Solid.
I'm in despair that this album didn't really get as much acknowledgement as I think it should have this year, because it's Ocean's 8 Alaska coming back, coming hard, and just coming all around.
Definitely the marketing was weird on that one. They just kind of like dropped a song like, what was it, like 2020?
Yeah, it was a while back.
Nothing. There was like nothing. And then they're like, "Oh, album's coming out. Here it is." Like next week. And I was
yeah.
like,
They, I feel like they could have done a little bit better promotion.
That, and they didn't have any like pre-orders or like with like bundles with like shirts or anything. They had merch like afterwards, but they didn't have any like pre-orders or anything like that. So
I'd probably put it somewhere around 11, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
mean, it made my top 10. So
let me rewind it so you can hear that last part again.
Ocean's 8 Alaska coming back, coming hard, and just coming all around. It has that lo-fi vibe, where you're like, oh, we vibe, and then it still has the sporadic, like, oh, hey, 10, Tala, the Generation of Dane. I mean, you like new metal? And then do you like modern stuff and weird and pound and heaviness and new metal? It does it. And Justin, this guy is he is
That is Justin. That's we saw them with All That Remains, and he had bunny ears on and some like booty shorts. A lot of people were questioning themselves at that show.
It's fun in a bottle. It's just you listen to those vocals and you're like, how do you, like, this is some kind of Cirque du Soleil experience. So entertaining that you just can't look away. Number 9, Kaka, Animals as Leaders, Parade. Yeah, I can't thump that fast or play that fast. Groove is essential. You will be moving.
Another one I didn't check out.
You might be confused at where the one is.
But
super
again,
progressive,
instrumental.
but also has a lot of repeating motifs.
I'm iffy on instrumental
even if
stuff.
You're not like, Seven Head Berkeley, you can still understand to a point what's happening. 8, Meshuggah Immutable. I'm gonna just be super straight with y'all.
Another one
I
I
missed.
Meshuggah?
You like this album? It does the Meshuggah. You listen to the Meshuggah. It's Meshuggah doing Meshuggah. Number 7, Haunted Shores, Void. Another album that didn't get much attention this year because I get it. It's instrumental, but
that's I was about to say that.
Misha and I think it's both of them, right? Misha and Mark.
Another one I didn't check out though. I don't think I even heard anything about it, actually. I don't.
But it's the Periphery boys. We got Marky, we got Misha,
Oh, well,
and
there you
especially
go.
when you look at tracks like Hellfire, OnlyFangs, like it's just they instantly get you. It has this
OnlyFangs.
blackened vibe. They're fast, they're heavy, the riffs are super technical, but they're laced in so much beautiful instrumental melody where you can like almost like listen to this album going to sleep and be very peaceful, or you can go to the gym and pump some reps, bro. Number 6. Counterparts, a
something.
eulogy for those still here. This album perfectly defines that nostalgia core that so many other bands have been trying to chase these past couple years of that 2000s hardcore, melodic hardcore, and metalcore vibe. And the vocal delivery, especially when you know the meaning behind tracks like Whispers of Your Death, it kind of makes you want to cry. It's an album where dissonance and zeros come together to bring you maximum nostalgic happiness.
And it's. Do you agree with the nostalgia comment? Do you think
I'd
feel nostalgic?
say
Nostalgic for Misery Signals, maybe?
not really, because Counterparts, they kind of have their sound.
Yeah.
Like they're like they have those elements, but it's not as like overt as like some other bands. Like yeah, it is straight up Misery Signals, but like it's enough of its own thing to be like, yeah, that's Counterparts. I'd say
Yeah.
Boundaries gives more of like a nostalgic kind of metalcore feeling than this.
Especially with like the Amir nods that you can kind of feel in there, or the Amir nods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good number 6 though. I'm glad it wasn't in, I just, the other stuff just hit me a little bit harder. That's why I wasn't in my top 5, but it was definitely in my honorable mentions. So it is a great album for sure.
Top 5 now. Number 5, Bleed From Within, Shrine. I would almost include Bleed From
Did we do that one?
No.
I think we missed that
Within
one.
on this list just for their one.
I think it
track,
was like on
Levitate
our
from
list
this
to
year,
do, but
which is easily one of the best.
There was like way too many other shit that we were doing. Like I said, that's why we're gonna try to stay on top of them this year.
Songs of the year between the crushing, heavy metalcore riffs.
I'm curious
all
as to what he's
around
gonna
you,
put
as well as a
in the
lot of
top
things
5.
again
I'm
being
really
laced in a
curious.
crazy amount of melody and symphony, which is something that's very refreshing.
If he
from
puts
Bleed
Vatican
From
in here.
Within, but the vocals do not
Vatican
lack
and Boundaries.
delivery in any way. We got really, really, really fun, heavy, layered moments from Scotty
Static
Boy
Dress.
over
What
here
if you
when
put
it comes
Static
to
Dress?
those
Are you gonna
breakdowns.
become a
And
Nik
you just
Nocturnal
know
fan?
Those pits, they's gonna be a bloodbath when they're throwing down. Number 4, Electric Cowboy, Techno. This band brought fun back into metal.
That is a really good album as well. I think we both enjoyed that. I think we gave that like a 9 out of 10.
Probably would have been in my top 25 at least.
Yeah.
Not everything's so serious, sad, Tom, right? There's sometimes moments to just have a good dance party while listening to some really, really high energy, crushing breakdowns. Choruses are huge, especially on tracks
wonder
like
if he pays an
Spaceman,
editor if he
Pump
just
It,
does
You
this
Got
all
the
himself.
Move. Such a refreshing release for the year and good to put in any listener's playlist. Number 3, The Devil Wears Prada, Color Decay. This album, I would
At
say,
least
is
it
one of the
wasn't
most
his number 1.
emotional-
At least it wasn't his number 1. I'll give him props for that. Because album of the year, come on. Fucking Spirit Box ripoff.
Captivating albums of the year, whether it's like more chill tracks like Cancer and like 25 that you're just like, damn, like I feel
I hope it's cancer and not something else.
you are singing and you are in pain and I just want to give you a hug, bro. But also having these huge hooks, especially in songs like Cancer and all over the album, in some of the less, let's say, sad boy songs like Watchtower, songs like Sacrifice, are just such huge, heavy, big chorus bangers that make you want to sing along. But then these songs also have that bit of a chunk to it that gives you a little bit of that zombie EP vibe. So it really does feel like the best of
Boundaries.
all worlds
Right.
that the Devil Wears Prada has been working on for however long they've been a band, for now a million years. Number 2,
Boundaries.
Woo. Lorna Shore, Pain Remains. I mean, I don't think I need to say much
course.
on this album. A lot has already been said by many people about this album this year. I
Though
mean,
I don't know if he's just pandering or if I feel like Nik Nocturnal's fan base would probably give him a lot of shit if he didn't put Lorna Shore. Like my fan base doesn't give a shit because I make Lorna Shore jokes all the goddamn time, but I feel like his fan base would be like, "Where's Lorna Shore? Where's Lorna Shore at? Why didn't you mention Lorna Shore?" So he probably feels like he has to put it in there.
Extreme and heavy and fast and chunky and has disgusting breakdown moments, which I'm going to be real here. When I start to hear some of the singles, I at first was a little worried. I was like,
I really have no idea what he's going to put for number one. I have no idea.
Is it just going to be dun 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 dun? But after hearing the whole record and hearing a lot of the more blackened elements come into the songs, as well as the emotional elements, especially from the Pain Remains trilogy in itself, it just started to have this bigger picture, more movie-like vibe to everything, which had this big cohesive package of heaviness from the instrumentals and especially Will's insane vocal delivery with all of the ridiculous demon zombie alien noises he makes on this album. Then we're gonna do some honorable mentions before I do number one, including just EPs and technically albums that are kind of metal but also more rock. I don't know, here they are. Polyphia, Remember That You Will Die, God tier album, one of the best releases of the year. Bad Omens, The Death of Peace of Mind. When it comes to EPs, No Face, No Case with Flex Fiesta, honestly just a really fun surprise to end the year with, as well as of course Spirit Box, Rotoscope, banger. Spirit Box continuing their reign of winning. Number one best metal album of the year. Darko US on it. This record has...
No.
He likes the Thal fucking, guitar-y wankery. So that's like his
metal,
thing.
More like middle.
Darko was okay. It was good. I won't say okay. It was good, but it just, we talked about this last night when we listened to the other Darko album. It was just very all over the place, which I get is their thing, but there was just way too much stuff going on. It was long, and the songs just felt like they didn't fit together. Something was just off. So I don't know, but good musicians. So
everything I love when it comes to modern metal. I mean, it has intense heaviness, by far some of the most brutal moments of the year, with tracks like Dragon Chaser, tracks like Evolving, especially the videos too with all the singles are absolutely insane, with crazy production elements, whether it be for some of the really heavy tracks with all these fun synths, alien noises, and pure low-tuned A0 chugs, and monstrously disgusting vocals from Tom Barber, or some of the really chill shoegazy moments on this album, such as tracks like Infinite Beauty, Ani, Come Home, that really...
Which, again, those moments, those clean songs, are fucking great. Like, Tom could put out an album of just that shit, and I would probably eat it up. Like, it's really good. It just doesn't, something about it just doesn't fit in the album. There's like way too much. Like I said, there's just way too much going on. They just need to find a way to incorporate it more. And I don't know. Like I said, still very talented, very talented. Just as an album, it just didn't work for me.
Really are just like, wow, this is modern metal. This shows how diverse this genre can really be. It feels futuristic. It feels exciting. And also, they're releasing a new album on Friday. How? Stop. Go to sleep. How did you release this?
We did that one. Check out the review for that
on the 30th of December. How are you doing this? That's my top 20 metal noisemaker albums of the year. If you guys are interested in any of those, be sure to go check them out, show the bands love, and be sure to comment down below. What are your favorite metal albums of 2022? We were blessed with a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of emotional stuff this year, and I'm just excited for all 2023's got to bring with extending the noises that make me confused and question why I exist.
All right, so yeah, that was a fairly good list, I was hoping to get something maybe I didn't expect at the end there. Maybe a little, like I said, little Vatican, little boundaries. Who knows? I like the Chelsea. I think I like the Chelsea Grin album more than the Darko album for sure. So definitely, just gonna have to see where the new album comes in. But I thought this was a pretty good video. So I'll put a link down below. Go check it out. Leave some comments there. Support his channel. But yeah, I thought it was not too bad, not too shabby of a list. There were some decent mentions on there. So, yeah.